everybody, welcome back to George Does Stuff, the absolute worst knife review channel on YouTube. I wish that weren't true, but it is. And today we have a knife that has been, you've seen it probably in a couple of my videos, but I haven't done a formal review of it. And that is this knife. I love this knife. This is the Xtouc folding knife. I don't know how that's pronounced. These are made in China. I don't know if it's Xtouc, because I know X sometimes has a SH sound to it. Xtouc, I don't. So I just call it. I call it the Xtouc because I'm an American and that's how I was told to pronounce things. So anyhow, this knife is folding knife. It is made out of D2 steel. It has G10 handles. Has a lovely little pocket clip. It's actually a great pocket clip. It has a frag pattern on the G10. Let's get in close here. Take a good look at this guy. It's got a locking pivot, which is always nice. It has T6 parts because why wouldn't it? Also, this is something I'll never understand. And you know, China makes some really good knives these days. Why does this need to have a front flipper? Look at this. The big, beautiful flipper right here. It's got some wonderful jimping on it. Just really well machined. Looks absolutely fantastic. I don't understand why this. I don't understand. Anyway, it's obviously not a deal breaker at all. I don't even know if I ever tried it. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's a front flipper. That's how front flippers work. They're just, I mean, it is very rare that you find a knife with a front flipper that works. But the rear flipper, oh, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, it works like a flipper. Who'd ever guess? This is D2 steel. I absolutely love the blade shape on it. I guess you could say it's a micro poon if you're in a harpoon with a tiny bit of. It's really not jimping. It I guess it gives you a little bit of purchase, but it really is. It is smooth, basically with ridges. It is not the kind of jimping that you're gonna tell your friends and family about, and certainly not your girlfriend. But anyhow, I love the fact they cut out the flipper, so it's not one solid piece of metal. I think that's really kind of slick. Look, it's a nice little detail there. It's got a nice, I think, in my opinion, nice little sharpening tool. Got quite a bit of life out of that. I love the D2 steel. I love the low profile factor of this knife. So even though it's a big knife, it's almost I think it's 7.6 inches when it's fully open. Which is, I mean, that's a pretty good sized knife. But when it's folded up, it is absolutely compact. I mean, it just disappears, and it's absolutely fantastic. Which reminds me, I think this clip is actually reversible, which is nice. So if if you're a lefty, right on, you got it. And it has full liners for the length of the knife, stainless steel liners all the way through, liner lock. It feels super extra beefy. I mean, this knife really feels like it's built to last. This knife is really well put together. I use this particular knife. I purchased a bed off Amazon that had more cardboard to it than the history of the universe. And I used this knife to process it, and it ripped right through it. It took an edge, just a screaming edge, even after it had been dulled by cutting through all that cardboard, and it has maintained an incredible edge to this day. This knife, for all its bells and whistles, it's liner lock, stainless steel liners. G10 handle, D2 steel, flipper, reversible clip, frag pattern, and the G10. I believe this knife is $43 right now on Amazon. This is a ton of knife for $43. I'm sorry. This is a great knife, and I EDC this knife all the time. And I cannot. This is not sponsored. I can't even pronounce the company's name, so there's no way now they could ever give me anything. If Xtouc would like to sponsor me, hey, why not? Go for it. I have 3 of their knives. I will review each one of them individually. I'm doing this one first because this is the first one I bought. All 3 of the knives I have, I absolutely love. Spoiler, they got an M390 version. The review's coming soon. Also love that knife. I like that knife even more than this knife, and I love this knife. Anyway, when I purchased this knife, it was, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so I have a cough. When I purchased this knife, it was on sale for 50% off. For months and months and months and months, this knife has been a $21 knife, and that's what I paid for it. It is not on sale. I haven't, excuse me, I haven't seen it on sale since like before Black Friday. So I don't know if the word got out. This is a great knife, and so they're just not gonna, they're not gonna knock the price down. But look, at $40 plus, this is still a damn good knife. Let's face it. I mean, this knife, I almost want to say it rivals, like some Spydercos. And I mean, you can't even get the letters Benchmade for $40. You can't. You have to buy a Val, and it'd cost you $100. So. Yeah, this is an absolutely great knife. We'll do this little size comparisons. For my pocket, this is its biggest competitor. I love my Para 2. That is my absolute most carried knife in the history of my knife collecting. This knife I've had for almost 15 years. I love it. It has never failed me. It takes an edge like nobody's business. It's a great knife. Still, this knife is absolutely wonderful. Here is a full-size Militaw. Also a wonderful, wonderful knife that is getting a lot of pocket time around here because it's just, I love it. Also, for size comparisons, we have the handy-dandy, legendary, the thing that keeps my channel going, the Ozark Trails D2, which I'm still not sure is actually D2, but that's another video which will be coming out soon. And another knife that I'm about to do a review of that very much competes with this one, and that is the Flissa in D2. Very similar in a lot of ways. D2 steel, G10 scales. This one has an access lock. Full stainless steel liners. I don't want to get up too far ahead of myself because I'm about to do a review of this knife. But anyhow, yeah, absolutely fantastic knife. I love carrying it. It has stood the test of time. I have used and abused it because I got it so cheap. I'm a person that I believe that if it's a knife within your means and you can beat the crap out of it, beat the crap out of it. If it's a knife that's a little bit above what you can afford to replace, I can see where you want to put it away and preserve it. I have done that. I have sold, if you look at my channel, you can see that I had a huge, I sold a bunch of my knives that were just sitting around, but, and I wanted other people to enjoy them, the people that will use them, because I certainly wasn't. So anyway, the last thing we can do with this guy, well, I guess I can go over the dimensions. I think I already did. It is, the blade length is 3.15 inches. The overall length is 7.6. It weighs 4.1 ounces. What else do I need to know about it? This is a drop point. Whatever, that'll work. You can call it a drop point. That's fine. It's got just a really good grind on it. But we've come to the point. Oh, and obviously it's made in China. which, you know what? I'm okay with that. You know, people in China got to eat too. I got no problem with that. Let them eat something. But just, you can eat as much as you want, but China, please, can we get rid of the front flippers? That is just the worst way to open a knife. It is just absolutely it's terrible. It's like a two-step way to, that's so unnatural, where that makes total sense. Anyway, I digress. Let us earn our paper warrior wings and see how well it chops. And man, if this thing doesn't chop well, it's my fault because this is my edge. Yes, indeedly doodly. Yeah, this knife is nice and sharp, and it stays nice and sharp. I keep it nice and sharp, and you know, people will wonder why I like D2 so much, because D2 takes a great edge. I don't care what anybody says. D2 is a superior knife steel. It is very good. The fact that it is a budget knife steel now just proves that we're all spoiled rotten, because this is a fantastic knife with a fantastic steel. So, sum it all up, if you can get this knife for $20-something, do not hesitate to buy it. You'll absolutely love it. If you get this knife for $45, I think it's still worth it. I mean, there is some competition. I guess there's some CVs, some VVs that come in, some steel wheels, some other knives that are, decent knives, some Wee knives. There's some Militas that are just you can get into at about $40-something. But I highly recommend this knife. I love carrying it. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels in your pocket. I love the deep carry pocket clip. It's just overall a fantastic knife, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that is it. That concludes this episode of George Does Stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.